My name is Picco Schwendener, and I'm currently doing a PhD in Communication Sciences here at the Università della Svizzera italiana. Actually, my research focus is on wireless internet access in public spaces. My research is a bit split in two parts. On the one side, I'm focusing on community wireless networks, where members of a community actually share their home internet access with the other people of the community. Meaning that if I offer my home internet access to other people, they can come below my home when they move around and have free internet access. On the other side, I'm studying municipal wireless networks, which is another way of providing public Wi-Fi access in public spaces. And there it's actually the municipality who provides internet access in some specific defined public places of the city. My current research study, which we have just conducted, it is about, we actually analyzed usage of one specific municipal wireless network, and it was the case of Wi-Fi Lugano. It's the wireless network of the city of Lugano. And we actually wanted to combine on the one side network data and so session logs, and on the other side usage data provided by the user on how they will use the Wi-Fi networks. So how did we do that? We received the log files, so we have all the data on each sessions. And every time when a person wants to access Wi-Fi Lugano, the first thing they see is a short survey, which we put there, asking there really about what they're going to do on the Wi-Fi network, what kind of device they're using currently, and this kind of questions. And afterwards, we are going to combine these two data sources in order to create or define some usage patterns and some persona. And we managed to distinguish three different user groups. On the one side, we have leisure tourists, we have business tourists, and we have so-called non-tourists, which each of them have slightly different usages of these wireless networks. Free Wi-Fi internet access in public places is something which is really important, especially for people traveling abroad. Because when you go abroad, Wi-Fi access often is actually the only really feasible way of accessing or connecting to the internet. And for tourists, it's very important to be able to connect to the internet when they're visiting a place. On the one side, because they want to be able to access tourist information. They want to be able to read reviews on a restaurant, maybe do online check-in for their next plane, using maps for orienting themselves. So they really expect internet connectivity. They want to use it. And on the other side, they want to use it also in order to communicate, to stay in contact with their family back home, with their friends, to show them their nice pictures they have taken on the lake of Lugano. So it makes them feel more closer to home, even they are abroad. Another finding is that most people use nowadays smartphones to connect to wireless networks. So this might be interesting also to local businesses who want to be reached by visitors. So they have to make their web pages available in a way that also on very small screens they can be readable in an easy way. We ask also people for some comments and suggestions, and most of them really appreciate to have a public Wi-Fi network where you can sit in a park or on the long lake and having internet access. But they still expect a certain level of service, such as speed and performance of the network, that it should be quite easy to access the network. And here I think a lot of work still can be done to make the whole experience of accessing the wireless networks more pleasant, more easier, more immediate. This precise study didn't look at the commercial side. However, I mean, in literature, you can see that especially at the beginning, when municipal wireless networks emerged, sustainability was actually quite a big problem. It was very difficult for cities to find suitable and sustainable business models which could guarantee long-term sustainability. So that's still a bit of an issue. But I think here in Europe, they are more implemented just as offering an additional service to citizens and to visitors, which have, I think, less impact on costs. Also, here in Lugano, for example, Wi-Fi network was put in place or promoted on the one side by the municipality, then by the electricity company IEL, promoted also by Ticino Tourism and the Casino of Lugano. So there were different investors behind that. Wi-Fi is an infrastructure which doesn't really need a lot of investment to be in place. Like, for example, municipalities can use street lamps to put their access points, or traffic lights. They have the electricity already there. They really just need to install the access points. And yes, so no streets have to be dug up to install them. So it's not a very big job to do that, and still you can really provide a good benefit to the people visiting your place. I think one of the major benefits of municipal wireless networks is that they provide access in outdoor spaces. For example, Wi-Fi Lugano offers access at the Lido, which is an outdoor swimming pool area, a recreational area, where people relax, and then if they can access the internet, it's a big plus. Or in the park, or on the Long Lake. There are many other types of wireless networks. For example, hotel Wi-Fi, which is actually today free hotel Wi-Fi is sort of expected by the new tourists. And we have also some public transports which nowadays start to implement wireless access. For example, we have post coaches here in Switzerland which try to provide internet access on their buses. Then we have different institutions like university or hospitals offering wireless access, shopping malls or airports. We also have restaurants. I mean, if you really need to access internet in a foreign place, you can go to Starbucks or you can go to McDonald's and you can find a free Wi-Fi access. But you can see that most of those are indoor Wi-Fi networks. So I think one of the big advantages is really this making Wi-Fi available to people moving around in a city. I think that still today, especially for people coming from abroad, it's fundamental to provide internet access to them, even though nowadays 3G contracts get cheaper, 4G contracts really provide very good speed, very good quality. But when going abroad, I can see it also by myself, I often am in a situation where I don't have ways of connecting to the internet. So I think there it's really still necessary to do an investment, and not just to think it's something we have to pay for, but it's really to provide an additional service to make the whole experience for tourists, for visitors, more complete, more pleasant, facilitating them communication with their families and allowing them to access all the information they need for visiting the city, showing them the good restaurants, showing them the places to visit, the nice shops to see. So at the end, it's again a return also for the economy of the place, of the city itself, when tourists and visitors are really well informed and have easy access to the information they need.